know if there's anybody in the immediate where it's like, why would you? Who's out there right now that could give you even half the impact that Deandre has immediately when he steps back onto campus? I don't think there's anybody.
No. I mean,
so I would hold it.
Like we talked about last year, you could. I believe he was the third best player in the conference, and we obviously had some debate on this, and a lot of it was just to see where he stood. But I mean, there's an argument second or third best player in the conference last year. Like he's first team All AAC,
or, Conference Player of the Year candidate if he comes back next year.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah,
like where does he fall in line in the conference when you think about who's all leaving? Like the guys that are gone, KD's gone, Taylor Hendricks gone, some of those guys that were the top players in the conference. Obviously,
now
different
FAU's
teams. Yes, different teams. John L. Davis and Elijah Martin are right there at the top. But DeAndre's still up there. Like, DeAndre comes back, he's still one of the best players in this conference.
And also, FAU was very much last year, it's team basketball.
Yeah, 100%.
You didn't know who you were getting it from each night. Right. So it's like, with DeAndre, you knew you were getting 18
and 8 every night.
So, as an individual player, he might be number one if he comes back.
Yeah, he could be. And then you added something a second ago saying that's that offensive punch. We're not talking about offense anymore. Think about the way that these points could be spread out. I mean, you got DeAndre, a guy who averaged 18 points. You got Caleb Mills, a guy who's averaged, what's his highest, 13, 14 points. You got David Jones, who just averaged 13 points. You got TFL Leonard, who averaged, I believe, 9 points or so last year. You got Jonathan Pierre, who had a great year at the D2 level. Obviously, we don't know.
The back half of his year was 20, 20, 20, 20
He
points
could easily
a game.
be a 10 to 12 guy.
Yeah.
So you are getting points. Last year,
this was pecking order, though, too. You have to understand how these guys are going to work around each other, and there's challenges to that.
Yeah. But last year, pretty much the entire year, the conversation was, we know where the points are coming from. KD and DeAndre, nowhere else. Most nights. Yeah. There were times when guys...
Who's third?
Yeah. It was always... That was the whole conversation. Who's number 3? We don't know who number 3 is. If you have 4 or 5 guys that can go get 10 to 15 every night, that's a completely... I mean, that changes the game for this team offensively if you have that many guys who can go score. Maybe they don't have that one elite scorer like Kendrick Davis. I could make an argument that DeAndre Williams is that guy. We've seen him score in bunches and put up big games, but... For argument's sake, let's say that people say they don't have that one elite scorer. I'll take 5 or 6 really good scorers on the same team. I'll live with that. For sure. Now,
I have to say on the show, when I was talking about this live, I guess I stepped in it a little bit. I had a tongue-in-cheek conversation. I was like, when is it time to move on? And people took that way out of context.
Yeah.
I was just laughing about it because he's 27 years old. Right. It's like, damn, And I'm not... He should come back. You can get more NIL money, and you don't have to deal with a Serbian winner.
Right.
Like, you know what I mean? Yeah. Come the hell back. Absolutely. Yeah. It's better for you. It's better for everybody involved. But I did make that. I just sort of had a tongue-in-cheek joke.
Right.
The other thing I said that I think's interesting, and it doesn't have to do with just Penny Hardaway, but and people took offense to this. I had to clear it up.